Hey gang, David Henry from Inspired Tennis. I hope you're doing well. Hey, anytime that you see me walking into the video like that, you can assume one of two things. Either my helpers, my kids, either they're not here or they're asleep. And tonight it would be the case that they are asleep, as it is creeping up on 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time here in the Great Midwest on Sunday, April 3rd. But anyway, like I said, I hope you're doing well. I want to shoot a video tonight to talk about Luxilon strings. If you've been following me for a while, and even if you saw the video that I put out about a week ago about Luxilon, a loop power rough, I make no secret that I'm a big fan of Luxilon. Absolutely love the company, love the strings, and like I said in that video from about a week ago, Luxilon, a loop power rough, is my favorite string. It's a string of choice. It's my go-to string that I use. I use all the time, really, unless I'm play testing, another string to give a review on or something like that. But anyway, Luxilon, as many of you know, is the premier, I guess you could say, polyester, copolyester string company. That's all they make, copolyester types of strings. None of the other natural gut, multi-filament, synthetic guts, none of that. It's all copolyester strings. And Luxilon is interesting because Luxilon is the #1 most used, most popular string on the Pro Tour. And goodness, don't quote me on this. It's on the back. Actually, I'm gonna get this this magazine. Bear with me here. All right, I've got my latest issue of Racquet Sports Industry magazine, and on the back cover there is an ad for Luxilon, and here I'll just read what it says. It says, "When we say #1 on tour, we mean it. Luxilon strings are used by more top tour players than any other string in the world. 70% of the ATP players choose Luxilon over every other brand." And there's a little asterisk there, so that's based on 2009 Australian and US Open stringing compilations. So that's where that stat came from. But yeah, most used string on tour. And as last I've heard, last I've known, is that Luxilon does not pay any of the pro players to use their string in the form of a sponsorship payment. Now, yeah, some of the top players probably get free string from Luxilon, but they don't pay them. And the fact that still the overwhelming amount of players choose Luxilon, even though none of them are getting paid to use it, that speaks volume about the string. So, but anyway, I've covered some of that before, but tonight what I want to talk about is the Luxilon, the breakdown of the various different families of strings within the Luxilon brand, okay? And so the first family, the main family, the largest family of strings are the Luxilon Big Banger family of strings, okay? So this started out with the Big Banger original string years ago, and this line is the largest, most popular line within the Luxilon family, or within the Luxilon brand. And included in this line is based on Luxilon's polyether technology. Now, I'm not a science guy, I can't tell you what that means, but I know it's good because I love the way these strings play, and so do a lot of other people, and obviously the top pros love the way the strings play. But that's the kind of technology, polyether, that this line is based on, or this family. When I say family or line, I'm using those interchangeably. But a loop power rough, a loop power fluoro, Big Banger original, Timo, a lot of those popular Luxilon strings fall into the Big Banger family, okay? And the Big Banger family is what put Luxilon on the map, it's what got them started, and it's what continues to power the brand today. Great family of strings, okay? Then, about 2 years ago, I think about 2 years ago, time really flies, I kind of lose track, but about 2 years ago, Luxilon introduced the M2 family of strings, okay? And this is based on what they call variable flex or mono-multi technology. And basically what it is the M2, there's really two strings in this family. It's M2 Plus and M2 Pro. And those strings are based on the technology that I mentioned. It's really kind of a multi-filament polyester. So instead of just being one solid core like all the strings in the Big Banger family, it's actually a few different cores or strands of copolyester filaments that make this string. So That is the M2 family. Popular string. I mean, it's a softer, more forgiving feel. I don't know that it's taken root and taken its hold as much as the Big Banger line of strings, but some really good strings as well. And then, just about a year ago, Luxilon came out with the Adrenaline family of strings, okay? And I don't work for Luxilon. I don't have any behind-the-scenes knowledge necessarily, but my theory on why this line was introduced was to compete in the very competitive marketplace of copolyester strings. So Luxilon was really doing well with the Big Banger line, dominating there, and those strings are priced, you know, a Lou Power Rough about $18 per set. A Lou Power about $18 per set. I think Fluoro might even be like $19 per set. Big Banger Original maybe around $14 or $15. So they're definitely on the upper end of the price, on the spectrum of price as far as copolyester strings. Okay, great, worth every penny in my opinion, but higher price copolyester strings, as there's other lower priced strings coming on the market. Then introduced, like I said, about 2 years ago, the M2 family. Well, great introduction, great new extension of adding a new line or family to the Luxilon brand. However, those strings sell for about $19 per set. Okay, so again, Luxilon's got two very expensive, higher end families of strings, and you know, it's making it tough to compete on some of the lower end because there's a lot of less expensive polys on the market. So that's my take, my belief as to why Luxilon introduced the Adrenaline family of strings about a year ago, was to make a still high quality polyester string, don't get me wrong there, but lower priced, okay? And it is based on Luxilon's liquid crystalline polymer technology. Again, don't know what that means necessarily, but it must be a less expensive manufacturing process that allows Luxilon then to offer a lower price string on the market, okay? And when Adrenaline came out, or now, it sells for about $10 per set. So you can see that's quite a difference between a Lou Power Rough or M2 or some of those other strings in the Luxilon brand that are selling for $18, $19 per set down to $10 per set. So it really allows Luxilon to compete in the lower end, lower priced polyester market. Okay, so very smart move on their part, in my opinion, from a marketing, branding, sales perspective. Okay, and it brings a whole new line of strings to people who maybe don't want to pay that money. They can still play with the world famous Luxilon brand of strings using some from the Adrenaline family. Now, since then. Since introducing Adrenaline, they've also recently introduced Adrenaline Rough, which is a textured string, and then Savage, which is a new shaped string within the Adrenaline family based on the liquid crystalline polymer technology, okay? So that line is expanding, not surprisingly, because it meets a need within the consumer market for a lower priced polyester. And I've got here, I can show you, you know, the packaging. Luxilon introduced some great new packaging a little over a year ago. This is the packaging for the Big Banger, most of the strings in the Big Banger family. This is a Lou Power Rough, my favorite string. No surprise that I would have this one. And this is M2. This is just some sampling when it first came out. I think this is a sample maybe I got from the United States Racquet Stringers Association from my membership with them. And this string, so there's new packaging for M2. It's more of a goldish yellow color, really cool looking packaging. Very similar design to this one. This just obviously isn't it. And then here is the packaging, and this is an example of Adrenaline. And then I'm going to do a review. Scott, forgive me if I butcher your last name, but Scott Gunther had emailed me and requested a review about Adrenaline. So give me a couple days more. I wanted to get this one out first to kind of explain the whole Luxilon brand and the different families of string. And then give me a couple days, I will get out a review of Adrenaline. And then I'll also pay attention in the coming days and weeks, because I am very likely going to give away this set. So I'll come up with another little contest, and have a way for all of you to enter if you're interested, and then I will ship out this set to the lucky winner. So pay attention for that. I think that is all for tonight. So thanks for checking in.